everyone, myself Satya, Department of Mathematics, SNS College of Technology, Coimbatore. In today's class, we are going to have the topic Leslie model. So we are going to have a case study on this topic. Okay. So the topic is case study. So we are going to project the population dynamics with the Leslie model. Okay. So this is a deep dive into the demographic forecast. Okay. In this case, how it plays the major role, that is the thing we are going to see. So the first thing is we need to understand the Leslie matrix. So in which case we are going to have this matrix, so which is a powerful tool for demography. Okay. So the Leslie matrix, which is a discrete age structured population model that projects the population of a species into the future. So any problem which is based on age, okay, so we can use Leslie matrix. That is the main thing, and it is a fundamental tool in echological and demographic studies which offers the insights into the growth and the decline and the stability. Okay, so based on these three things. Okay, so unlike simpler models, the Leslie matrix, which considers how different age groups which contribute to the population change, which makes the projections more nuanced and realistic. So the next thing is, what are the key components we are having in Leslie model. So the first thing is survival and fertility rates. So for this, at its core, the Leslie model, which relies on two crucial sets of data, which is to predict the population changes. So the first thing is survival rate and the second one is fertility rate. Now the first thing we are going to see survival rate. So the probability that an individual in age group that we are going to represent it by X, which will survive to reach age group X plus 1. These rates will fill the sub-diagonal of the matrix. And the second thing is fertility rates. So the average number of female offspring produced by an individual in age group X during the time interval. So these populate the first row of the matrix, and which is going to reproductive the biology, resource availability and social behaviors are key determinants are here. The next thing is, what is the case? Okay, so our case study is we are going to analyzing the grief wolf population in Yellowstone National Park. This is the thing we are going to in today's class. Okay, so for these analysis, we need to focus on the facilitating and ecology vital grape wolf population within the Yellowstone. A prime example of reintroduced the species. Okay, so for this we need to understand the dynamics is crucial for conservation efforts. This study which helps inform park management strategies. So which are the factors like disease, predation and environmental conditions heavily influence these probabilities. Okay. The next thing is we are going to have the data acquisition and initial population structure. So the first thing is our data was compiled from extensive field observations and annual census reports and research papers published by Yellowstone's wildlife management teams between 2010 to 2020. So these are the analysis we are done. Okay, so this which is included in detailed records of wolf birth, death and age at first reproduction. So that chart will be shown in this figure. Okay, it just see, right, the chart which is above illustrates the initial age distribution of the grey wolf population used as our baseline. So next thing is building the Leslie matrix for our case. So based on the data collected, we constructed a 5x5 Leslie matrix which is going to represent the 5 age classes for the Yellowstone grey wolf population. 0 to 1 case, 1 to 2 second case, 2 to 5 third case, 5 to 8 fourth case, 8 plus years that is the fifth case. Okay, so this is each element which is meticulously calculated. So we are going to calculate the fertility rate in the first row and the survival probability along with the subdiagonal. Okay, so that zeros which is filled with the remaining cells signifying no direct transition between the non-sequential age groups. Okay, so this matrix becomes a living living representation of the population's life cycle. Okay, the next thing is short term projections. So initial growth and age distribution shifts. Okay, so this is going to apply the Leslie matrix iteratively. We projected the whole population changes over the next 5 to 10 years. Our initial projections revealed a period of stable growth followed by a subtitle shift in the age structure. So there are three things to remember. The first thing is the initial growth phase, and the second thing is younger population peak. So in this case, we are going to have the surge in the 0 to 1 age group and 1 to 2 age group classes was observed and indicating successful reproduction. The third case is age distribution balance. How it is balanced? Okay, so by year 5, the age distribution began to normalize with a balanced mix across age groups, reflecting typical population dynamics. Okay, so the next thing is long-term dynamics. So before that we saw short-term. This is long-term dynamics. So in this case we are going to predicting the stability. So stability is very important, right? And intrinsic growth rate. This is also very important, right, for population growth. So we are going to extend our projections 20 to 30 years, the Leslie model, which is going to provide the valuable insights into the long-term stability and inherent growth potential of the Yellowstone wolf population. So here you can see the diagram, right, which represents what? The stable growth, intrinsic rate and age structure equilibrium. Okay, these are the three things to remember in this case. Okay, so in this case we are going to extend the stable age distribution with the consistent long-term growth rate, and age structure equilibrium means which is going to predict the consistent proportion of the individual in each group class over the time. Okay, and how it is practically applied and what are the policy implications of our findings. So there are three things: conservation strategy, resource management, policy development. So resource management, which is going to help the going to predict the future, which demands by the wolf population, informing the management of elk and bison, which is going to maintain the ecological balance. And policy development, it provides the data-driven evidence for policy adjustments. Okay, so finally we are going to have the conclusion. What are the key takeaways and what are the future research directions? So the Leslie model, which is a robust tool for age-structured population projections, which is going to provide the crucial insights into the dynamics. And the second thing is our Yellowstone wool case study, which is demonstrated a healthy growing population with a stable long-term age distribution, and which is going to have the direct implications for conservation policy. And future researchers, we are going to investigate the environmental stochasticity, climate change impacts and human wildlife interactions to refine future predictions. Okay, these are the things we are going to do done in future. So thank you for your attention. Thank you.